my name is Hunter, and today I've got a really cool match to show you guys. Two of the best players in the world, hands down. NesTea here, he's going to be the red Zerg player down at the 7 o'clock position. His opponent is going to be the fake boxer, Foxer, I guess that's what I'll call him this game. That's sort of the name that Starcraft community has dubbed this player as. This is a rematch from the GSL Season 2 Finals. For those of you who are not so familiar with the Korean Starcraft 2 scene, that is, I mean, it's the global StarCraft League. They've got a tournament every month or month and a half or so. And I'm telling you, this is by far the most competitive tournament in the world. Craziest, most skilled players for sure, showcasing their abilities. It's a huge tournament. I heard that there are something like 2,000 entrants to the tournament. And then, I mean, you've got the preliminary rounds, and then they actually broadcast, starting from the round of 64 onward, they put it on TV. But for two players to come all the way to the finals and you know, go toe-to-toe in a best-of-7 series, it was a crazy series indeed, and this is going to be a rematch. So I'm really looking forward to casting this game. I guess I'm just going to, you know, while the game gets started up, I'll put the production tab up for you guys and give you a little info on these players. We got NesTea, aka Zergbong from the StarCraft Brood War scene. NesTea is currently a member of the IM clan, so that's Incredible Miracle. Not as well known as maybe Prime or OGS, but the cool thing about, you know, the Korean scene today is that it's not dominated by Prime and OGS. There are, you know, many clans emerging in the Korean scene, and, you know, of course, a lot of talent on each of those. I am one of the exclusive ones, and NesTea is a member of that clan. His opponent, as I mentioned before, is going to be this Foxer player. He is a member of the Prime clan, and I guess one interesting thing was that he mentioned he's going to switch his ID, he was going to switch his ID to Optimus if he won the GSL Season 2. But of course, I mean, it wasn't in the cards for him. NesTea was able to take that title away and win it in the Game 7. But that would have been pretty cool. I mean, Optimus along with that Prime clan at the end is a pretty badass ID for sure. So this should be a good Zerg versus Terran. And pretty ballsy actually, putting NesTea's 15 hatch down at the natural expansion. Little bit of a aggressive move, because of course this expansion here wide open. You got a back door, you got the destructible rocks, you got the double door, double choke point at the front, just really wide open, especially for any Hellion harassment. And that might actually be what we're going to see. I mean, we got a reactor going out on this Rax already and a factory on the way, so that actually wouldn't surprise me as well. Second guys are still vacant, so we're not going to see any Banshee play, I wouldn't expect, or anything like that. And Boxer, also dubbed the Marine King, he just loves crazy mineral-heavy marine builds. Boxer loves early aggression. In all games of that best-of-7 that he played against NesTea in the GSL finals, he had Boxer had, you know, strictly early aggression. Boxer has no interest in playing, you know, macro late game, especially versus NesTea. NesTea's macro is just unruly, really strong. And, I mean, that's actually the style for sure that NesTea favors. So I would expect to see that this game, just like we saw in the finals, for Boxer to be pushing the early aggression, Boxer trying to squeeze out the early win. And I guess it's going to put NesTea on the back heel a little bit, especially in the early game. A couple Zerglings on the way. Going to probably just pick up the Zelnaga towers. Speed is being researched. Roachborn arrived a little while ago. 2 roaches on the production tab a moment ago. That Zergling gets taken out. And it looks like we are going to see Hellions. I mean, we have 2 on the production tab a moment ago. So he is pumping Hellions. Oh, we got a second reactor as well. 2 more Hellions on the way. 2 have already arrived. So yeah, I mean, I mentioned it before, this early aggression that Boxer's going to want to put on. And pretty good window of opportunity for him. Getting concussive shells as well. That's a little interesting. But certainly going to be useful, especially against roaches. And it's nice to slow down you know, any units for that matter, getting that concussive shell upgrade. Do we have any spines going up? No, doesn't look like NesTea is too worried about this early aggression. Maybe just check in. I'm not sure why Boxer's sending his units down here with the destructible rocks there, of course. Speedling research has finished, and it looks like we are going to see some pressure here. The Hellions leading the way. 1 SCV as well. That's a little bit unorthodox, just one SCV. Often you're not going to see SCVs with the rush, or you'll see a whole bunch of them. But we do have a spine crawler just about to finish this. 2 roaches getting caught out of position. The queen getting into the mix, and these speedlings are going to try to get behind the Terran army, preventing the Marines and Hellions from microing back. The Boxer's taking a lot of damage here. And I mean, just with the quick reinforcements for the Zerg player, it looks like he is going to clean this up. I mean, on the production tab, we do see the Terran player Boxer continuing to pump out units. Looks like he's going to be trying to reinforce this push. And I mean, no more workers coming from either player. This is pretty intense. We are going to see another surround, trying to get these speedlings to surround these Hellions, preventing them from escaping. Roach is doing a lot of damage to every unit virtually in the composition for Foxer. Oops. Hellion trying to escape, and narrowly is he going to escape. I'll put the health bars on as well. A little easier to follow the micro when you got health bars on. So, first initial push fended off quite handedly by NesTea, but NesTea is on the backpedaling. I'd like to see these roaches doing a little stop move micro, because roaches do a lot of damage against Hellions, but it looks like NesTea was waiting for these speedlings, and a beautiful surround going to take out the remainder of those units for the Terran player. One Marauder and a Hellion getting caught a little bit out of position. Is this Marauder going to get sniped by the speedlings? It looks like so many speedlings here. NesTea just wants to full out engage at the front door, and seems to be a pretty good decision by NesTea. NesTea droning up pretty hard while he's on the offensive. He had a bunch of drones on the production tab a moment ago, and now continuing to push. He's got 4 or 5 roaches, along with a few speedlings as well, continuing to reinforce with more speedlings. Ton of speedlings on the production tab, and still strictly army units for Boxer as well. All the SCVs coming off the line. Boxer doesn't have a choice. Getting a pretty solid surround on these roaches. They're not going to be able to move anywhere, but at what cost? I mean, taking a look at the units tab, we do have a very significant worker advantage going to the Zerg player. I'd like to almost see Foxer lift up either this barracks or this factory and put it down here to prevent the reinforcements, because this is just an endless stream of NesTea's army doing a lot of damage, taking out a lot of workers. And I mean, it looks like at long last, Foxer is going to be able to clean this up. But I mean, has the damage been done? Boxer really far behind at this point. He is going to try something of a counterattack. Boxer doesn't have much of a choice. He needs to sort of do something here, do some kind of all-in play, because again, I really wish that he had something to wall up, even put down a bunker or something. I think Boxer could have done that. He had a window to do that, but just letting so many Zerg units into his base, really costly. He's got 3 Hellions leading the way. They're going to be roasting up some speedlings, hopefully for Foxer's sake here. Going to be following up with a couple more infantry units. Lots of spines down. He's got 2 more on the way to complement this sort of point spine there. And lots of creep spread. Really like that as well. But nice work with the speedlings. Going to completely cut off these reinforcing units. Doesn't look like he's going to have enough maybe to take out these Hellions. So much damage against speedlings. And spine crawlers just about finished. And once those spine crawlers arrive, it's going to be very difficult for these Terran units to penetrate. NesTea more than content to put down spines. I mean, he knows he's ahead. He knows he's got an extra base. Why not? Getting these Hellions, managing a Hellion run by, needs to do some damage, needs to roast up some drones, and just not able to do it. 3 Mutalisks to arrive, and I think that is Boxer's cue to exit. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. There's definitely a lot we can learn from both of these players. I'm going to be casting more games, from NesTea and Boxer, along with all the other Korean pros. I found a Korean tournament that took place only a few days ago, and the players featured, I think it might have only been a 16-man tournament, but best players on the Korean scene featured in that bracket, and the replays were released. So